Okay. So this is video quiz 2, and I'm going to go through each of the chapters and then answer all the questions. So for chapter 4, the key ideas that stood out to me: in order to be a good speaker, you have to have a good audience. So that if you don't know what kind of audience you're walking into and you're talking about something totally opposite in what they believe in, it's not going to end up very well for you. Question 2, what did you learn in this chapter that you did not know reading it? I did not know what egocentrism meant. I think that's how you say it. I'm not sure. Egocentrism is something you don't want to be. It's like focus only on what you want to talk about and what you like, which is never good if you're trying to persuade somebody. Question 3, why are these ideas important to public speaking? They're important because in order to be successful, you need to be focused and know your audience. Because if you don't know your audience, you're not going to end well. Question 4, how can they be used in other areas of your personal or professional life? It's always important to know who you're talking to. I mean, if you're talking about something important, like if your friend's trying to talk to you, you got to know how, like, they'll react to what you say. Because you could, like, one friend you could say, like, be blunt with, and the other friend you just kind of need to sugarcoat it. So you kind of need to know who you're talking to. And it always don't need to be about you. So, like, if a friend's trying to tell you something important, you're like, oh, well, you know, something worse happened to me, like last year when this happened. Like, they don't care. They want you to care about them. So for chapter 5, question 1, what was the key ideas that stood out to me? You need to know the purpose of your speech, like general and specific. You also need to organize your speech, like with an outline. Question 2, what did you learn in this chapter that you did not know before reading it? I didn't realize that there is more than one purpose. Like, your general purpose is, like, informative, persuasive, and your specific purpose is, like, what you're actually giving your speech on. Question 3, why are these ideas important to public speaking? It's important to know and have a purpose for your speech. It's also good to be organized and not so scatterbrained, so that's why you like make outlines and stuff, so that you know which order you're supposed to go in and all that mess. You don't want to make a fool of yourself. Question 4, how can they be used in other areas of your life? You will always need a purpose to do something. At work, it's also good to organize stuff. So, like, you always need a purpose, like, you take out the trash because it's full, like that's your purpose, you know, or you're going to school to be a nurse because you want to be a nurse. That's your purpose, like, kind of, I don't know. Also, like at work, you always need to organize stuff because if you don't organize it, it's going to end up very messy and you're not going to know where nothing's at. So, okay. Chapter 6. What was the key idea that stood out to you? You need an outline. Yes, an outline is always good. 2, what did you learn in this chapter that you did not know before reading it? There's a speaking outline and there's a formal outline. Speaking is for the speaker, obviously, like so that you don't get off track and everything else. And then a formal outline is for the audience, so that the audience can go along with what you're talking about. 3, why are these ideas important to public speaking? It's good and important for you to go in order, and also important for your audience to know what is going on and stay on track. So, like, maybe somebody's running 5 minutes late, like I normally am, and they're like, oh, what's he talking about? Where's he at? You know, you have a little guide, and you're like, oh, that's what he's talking about. 4, how can this be used in other areas of your personal or professional life? Outlines can be used not only, like, in communications, public speaking, but it can also be used in, like, history or English when you're writing a paper. So much fun. In your professional life, it kind of depends on what profession you're going in, but maybe like if you're going in for an interview, you're kind of like, oh, like, here's my main purpose and here's why, kind of thing, like why I want the job. So, chapter 7. What are the key ideas that stood out to me? Chapter 7. Where you can gather your info at, and how to evaluate your sources, and how to use it in an interview, or how to use like an interview. So those are kind of things that stood out to me. 2, what did you learn in this chapter that you did not know reading it? I went through the steps for setting up an interview and what to ask and what to wear, because sometimes like that would be stressful. Like you're trying to like set up an interview, make sure you don't make a fool of yourself, don't offend them, and all that mess, and what to wear, what not to wear, how to contact them, and all that. So that's what you learn. Question 3. Why are these ideas important to public speaking? It's important because you want to look good and you want a reliable source. So you also don't want to ruin your interview. So you don't want to walk in there looking like a bum, like I kind of do today, and be like, hey, I want to interview, and it's like some famous person or some very important person. I don't know. You don't want to make a fool of yourself, and you don't want to ruin the interview and get bad looks. Anyways, okay, so question 4, how can it be used in other areas of your life? In most fields, you need to do research and look up stuff, so you'll need to know if it's a reliable source, because, like, especially, like, doctors and stuff, because I did a clinical internship, and, in a vet's office, they actually, like, look up the symptoms. They have, like, this computer that does, like, all this magical stuff, and, like, they put in some symptoms, and then it pops up things that it could be, and then they go into further investigation, and then they diagnose your pet. So you always need to know if it's a reliable source or not. And same thing with like personal life. I guess it's like with school and stuff, like English, you're writing papers, history, you're writing papers, everything, you're writing papers, so much papers. Okay. So question 5, read the lecture material and other stuff, yes, for the week. Visual aids was kind of the main topic. It's important, the importance of visual aids. It helps you connect with the audience, and then it also shows like what you're talking about. Like, if I wanted to be a nurse and had a stethoscope, that would kind of prove my point. And also helps. Scratch that, I just said that. Never show a visual aid without talking about it. So don't like bring out some headphones and be like, here's my visual aid, or a stethoscope or whatnot, and not explain what it means to you or why you bring it out, because obviously there's a reason why you bring it out. So that is it.